master of the mystic arts, is about to face his real tests in this week's Rogues Revamp. Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic YOUniverse, the only nerd-centric thing you need in your life. Here once again with C-Dubs, and this time, welcome to our third episode of Rogues Revamp. We've actually been getting a lot of hype for these.
Yeah. People are digging it, we're digging it, and hey, I mean, that's really all that counts. If we're liking it and they're liking it, we're going to keep doing it. You know?
So we've done Batman, we've done Deadpool.
And now we're going to do the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Basically, guys, if this is your first episode you're chiming into, this is where we take a particular character, whether it be from comic books, movies, whatever. We just take a said character from pop culture and we are going to add to their enemies/villains/rogues list. Sometimes, you know, you may end up with an anti-hero in there or hero versus hero, but people who we think would play off well versus these particular people in a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Right? So... and basically, since I ended up going last time, if I start now, you get to hit him with the last one, okay? All right, so I'll kick it off. This one might not be the most well thought out, but I do think it would play out to some degree. Black Adam. I think Black Adam would be a great character for the Sorcerer Supreme. It is something in the same wheelhouse, yet entirely different at the same time.
I'm surprised you didn't go for like Felix Faust or something.
Yeah, no, I did think of him as well, and I thought of actually a ton of people, to be honest with you. But for me, I went with him just because he is very magical in his basis, but he is such a Superman level of a threat, and he himself, Doctor Strange, doesn't necessarily go against Superman level type people, where it's like mainly the strength and speed that comes along with it. It's always so magical based, but you know, Black Adam can also go in that realm if need be, and I just think it would be really interesting to see. And again, I know this is in the world, one's Marvel, one's DC, this probably will never happen in a million trillion years, but you know, if ever a character was traded or borrowed or signed or just a crossover event, or in what we like to call the crossover fan fiction universe that we came up with, this is definitely a battle that we could definitely see going down. So that's my, I guess, if I'm counting backwards, my fifth pick.
Yeah. All right. So my first pick for this is this was actually like someone I've always thought would be like the perfect villain for Doctor Strange, and she's part of Disney, so you know,
you never know, right?
Yeah. So that is evil incarnate herself, Mirage from Aladdin the Animated Series. Probably one of the coolest villains to come out of the 90s. Very underrated too. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. So for those who don't know who Mirage is, like I said, evil incarnate in that universe. She is like the god of evil. All she wants to do is spread evil and god level power.
She's from the Aladdin franchise, just in case anyone.
Well, like I said, but yeah, she's cunning. She's dangerous, and I think Strange would get a run for his money from her.
Absolutely. And actually a good buddy of ours, Chris the Mount Vernon kid, he does dig this character a lot as well, so he'd probably get a good kick out of this video. Yeah, I could definitely see her playing pretty well. She's and she's also a character who doesn't have to just use her power. She's good at conniving and trickery and manipulating as well. So she doesn't have to come, you know, blasting out. She could just be playing from the shadows or pulling little strings here to get what she wants. So I could definitely see that. That would definitely be pretty interesting.
Like, she would just be like this, if Strange had to fight her, it'd be like, oh god, she's we don't know what she is. That's the problem, is that we don't know where she came from or what she is, but all we know is that her power level is that she's killed like genies, which are like powerful beings in their own right, and has killed entire civilizations.
Right. And she does take the embodiment of like a humanoid cat, if you will, Egyptian cat. And she's just aesthetically, she's cool looking, and I think, you know, she could be I could just see the two of them going at it, you know, even if they went like hand to hand, just her scratching at him would be kind of cool little fight. And you know, especially since in the MCU we get Doctor Strange with the mystic martial arts, if you will. I could definitely see a fight going down with these guys. It would be pretty cool. I dig it. I guess moving on, my number 4 pick, I guess, if I was counting backwards, is going to be Bobbity from Dragon Ball Z. He is an alien wizard. I mean, and with Doctor Strange going into outer space now, and him being technically an alien wizard, if you will, himself, who better than this conniving, sniveling weasel that brought to us
the little green ball sack that he is.
Yes, exactly. He's definitely someone who doesn't necessarily like to be the guy leading the charge. He's more the brains behind it.
Yeah.
But he does have the ability and some magical ability to go if need be. He's not I would not put him necessarily on the same level of the Sorcerer Supreme.
But he'd probably stick Deborah on him.
Right, exactly. Or, in this case, if he were to somehow find a way to bring Majin Buu into the Marvel Universe or in our crossover universe, that would be an epic battle in on itself as well. Him trying to solve the conundrum that is Buu, you know. So I definitely would love to see this fight go down as well.
Yeah. So my next pick, I'm going to skip one. It's another demon from the animated universe. And this is a guy whose enemies are 3 little girls. And that is none other than him. Yes, that dandy little demon that he is. But make no mistake, him's a horrifying creature.
Yes.
He is literally Satan, Him is, the thing about him is that we don't know the full extent of his power, much like Mirage, that, the Powerpuff Girls can just wail on him and he'll be coming back like, oh, hi. Strange, I feel like, would be terrified of it.
If not terrified, confused, at the very least. I could see him not knowing how to approach this battle up front, not knowing if he could, because, especially when you're talking about the Marvel superheroes, they don't necessarily want to, guys that want to hit girls and things like that. And even though him is not a girl, but at first glance, you're not sure.
Well, the other thing is that him also, he loves to put people against one another. That's one of his big things. He loves to pit people one against one another. So I could see him messing with Wong and trying to turn Wong on him, or even the Avengers on Strange.
Right.
So it would definitely be he would love to turn Strange's world upside down on him.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It would be, again, I would find it pretty comedic, especially again, going into the MCU with Cumberbatch, just knowing his personality and his wit. Just if this were to be something that we could see that version of Strange go against him, he would just be I could see the insults. What are you? He would just be wigged out by what him is.
What are you? Oh, I'm just your worst nightmare.
Exactly. So, and then, oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, no, that's a good pick. I really dig it.
Yeah.
And I guess moving on for me would be number 3. And I'm going to do a little skipperoonie as well. I'm going to go with the Wicked Witch of the West. And in our universe, I guess, she did not melt with the water. Wicked Witch, one of the most iconic villains in all of cinema. Magic based, she has an army of flying apes, and I could just see the warrior version of Strange, when he had the axe and everything, just kind of hacking and slashing through
flying monkeys,
and her
soldiers.
Yeah, and just him being pulled left and right, and he would just being overwhelmed by the drones of flying monkeys coming at him. And then, the witch, she's got some heavy power, so...
But all you need is a bucket of water.
Right, but the question is would he know that? How, granted as a Sorcerer Supreme, you would think he would know that, but we're colliding universes and lore. I love it. Man, you were popular. Hopefully that's hits on the YouTube page of people giving us thumbs up.
Hope so.
Shout out to you guys that have already done so on this video. Anyway, no, but Wicked Witch of the West, I definitely would just be iconic to kind of see that fight, her with her broomstick flying around, blasting bolts at him of magic and things of that nature. I just think it would be pretty iconic to see something like that.
Yeah. So, my next pick is going to be from the world of Lord of the Rings, Saruman, the White Wizard.
Great pick. And you could have gone so many different people.
Yeah, I was thinking Sauron, but I was like, that's a little too obvious. But
too on the nose, right? Yeah.
Saruman is a powerful wizard in his own right. I mean, obviously he was one of the major villains for the first 2 books and films. Dangerous, conniving, master of a whole army of orcs and other sorts of monsters, and a very powerful wizard. Like before Gandalf became Gandalf the White, Saruman was the most powerful wizard in that universe until Gandalf got his own, became the next White Wizard. So he'd be a very tough opponent for him to fight, because Saruman can just conjure a spell that could echo from the sky across the skies and attack you from miles away.
Right.
So. And he's actually a pretty decent hand-to-hand fighter, so...
Yeah, even in the movie, the little bit that we saw in the movie of him causing Gandalf to spin around and things like that, I can definitely see him putting a pretty good whipping, at least initially, on the likes of the Sorcerer Supreme. Again, if you just picture it on a panel, how iconic that fight could be, dude. Like everybody we've mentioned, just imagine seeing this on a comic book panel. Again, we know this would never happen, but if it did, how freaking awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Like, I would absolutely love it. Alright, so moving on to my number 2, if you will. My number 2 is going to be Magica Dispel. From Disney and the DuckTales universe. Basically, again, in our crossover universe idea, this is something that could happen. Basically, the way I see it all just kind of playing down is obviously she wants Scrooge's #1 dime. She can't seem to get it. So who better than to maybe get the Eye of Agamotto to help her in her grand scheme of getting that freaking dime from that freaking duck. So she just kind of switches her sights and goes after the Sorcerer Supreme after his #1 thing. And just basically he just wouldn't stand for it. He just, this is mine, you're not getting it. End of story, chick. Go somewhere and, go quack up another tree. And you know her, she's conniving as well and very underhanded. She doesn't necessarily like to come full force, but she's someone who has the ability and the power to do so. If need be, I could see her doing the same thing with the likes of Wong or the Avengers, just nitpicking at them, brainwashing them to kind of do her bidding to get the charm for her. So I literally would see him fighting through some of the Avengers just to get to her, to stop her, and stop her influence over his team. So there we go. That's my #2 pick.
Alright, cool. So my next villain could be summed up as this. Ancient spirits of evil, turn this decrepit form into Mumra! Yeah, living!
That is a great pick. Great pick. And yet another form of ancient evil. The embodiment of evil. You have 3 embodiments of evil on this damn list, man.
So Mumra is when you think just evil of 80s, you think Mumra. This dude is a powerhouse. The only thing that can really stop him is, well, nothing.
Pretty much.
Because as long as evil exists, so does Mumra. So I can see
if you have a mirror, you have a good chance of winning that.
Yeah. So Mumra is this powerful sorcerer. He's actually just a monster when he's in his full form,
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's someone that I would classify him maybe not completely on the same level of a Superman in terms of strength, but I would put him up there in maybe the 100-ton class in his
when he
flying form, if you will. I don't know what to call that form, but super form.
Yeah. But Mumra is empowered by the ancient spirits of evil. He is incredibly intelligent, and he's got the lunatics. He's got the the
mutants.
Yeah, the mutants. I know there's another name for them, and then he's also manipulated the berserkers.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a whole legion of all kinds of crazy monsters and creatures backing him. So I could see him coming after Strange again and again, and again. Yeah, he would not just stop.
Right, for sure.
So Strange would have to be like trying to think outside the box to like try to combat someone like that, you know. And he's taken on like Dormammu and Nightmare before, but Mum-Ra would bring this kind of level of just savagery, you know.
Right. He's a type of guy that has no problem getting his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Like he can bring the fight to him, which a lot of the people on our list and a lot of people in his rogues gallery don't necessarily bring the fight to him directly. So yeah, that's a freaking awesome pick, to be honest with you. I could see them, you know, going sword fighting. I could see them hand to hand. I could see them
going magic, blow for blow
and magic, and also something that Mum-Ra is really good at is shape shifting, and just playing, maybe realizing he may not be able to compete with the level of power Doctor Strange has, but I could see him maybe forming into a loved one or into a teammate.
Or Wong.
Or somebody close to him, and just slowly planting seeds to have him doubt himself to where he's not on his 100% game, and then going in for the strike.
It worked on him when he fought Adam.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. So I mean, it would be really dope to kind of see that kind of go down, if you will.
Yeah.
All right. So my number one pick is going to be kind of a combined effort. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. Well, my main pick and my first pick on this was Hordak. But along with Hordak, why not throw Skeletor in?
Yeah.
And it gives him a reason to do that.
Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome. No, but just basically a tag team effort, and just get your mind out of the gutter between the two, once, you know, teacher and disciple, now realizing maybe the best way to stop their mutual enemies is to join forces again, but they still don't have enough power to do so, so why not go after the Sorcerer Supreme and get his magic to help them? Just basically, this is definitely just another tool in the bag that might be able to outclass He-Man and or She-Ra. The two of them pick and choose, whichever one of the day, going after him with their legion of their, mutants and monsters and their henchmen just coming at them. And again, it's just epic to see the two of them, or the three of them on the same panel. Skeletor with his ram head blasting.
The Havoc staff,
yeah. And then freaking Hordak turns his hand to a cannon and blasts at him, and then just blocking both. Come on, tell me that doesn't excite you. You don't have a nerdgasm thinking something like that, right? So yeah, that would be my number one pick, would just be Hordak and Skeletor. And again, something someday you might be able to read if we ever get around to writing our universe again. So.
Yeah. So my number one pick is
That's my drum roll.
Well, we've already done Disney before, but there's someone else, and you probably
if you know him, you already
know who is coming.
Right.
It's none other than the triangle monster that is Bill Cipher. Bill, despite the name, is horrifying. This dude can just warp reality with a snap of his fingers. He can get inside your head. He can possess you. There's nothing Bill can't do. I mean, the whole multiverse is afraid of him.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. The whole multiverse is afraid of what he could do, and he's completely psychotic, but at the same time, he's incredibly intelligent. Strange, I think, if they exist in the same universe, would have heard of him and went, yeah, they're not even on a good day would I want to fight Bill.
Right. Yeah, just his sheer lunacy is it's hard to combat someone when you don't know, take the power of someone like Bill, and his mind is as warped as, let's say, Deadpool, at any given time. It's definitely not a good combination to want to combat against.
Yeah. Bill is also like a master manipulator. He can just possess somebody, like get close to Strange, try to get the drop on him. Not a lot of magic that can. I mean, the dude wiped out like a embodiment of time itself with one shot.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty intense, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So there's nothing. Like I said, if Strange and Bill exist in the same universe, Strange would do his best to try to stay away from Bill.
Right. And again, another iconic panel. If you just think about Strange and this little, and then he's like, "Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you."
Hi, Strange.
Right? He goes, "What's that smell? Did you just shit your drawers?"
Yeah.
No, but seriously, that would be a pretty epic encounter, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So there's our villains, guys. So I'm gonna ask you, Craig, who would you pick for our next Rogues revamp?
The one I want to do, okay, is going to be the Gentleman with a License to Kill. James Bond, 007. The world is his oyster in terms of that. So many people would fit his rogues gallery, if you will. So that's what we're going to do next week. Okay?
All right.
So James Bond next week. So, but this week, guys, let us know who you guys would have battling the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Do you like our picks? How do you see our fights going down? Do you guys have your own that would kind of fit in that realm? And, you know, if you like the segment, definitely let us know. And
once again, see you once more in the universe.